Usually I run another 2 hours, but we'll leave mine running and host Big Daddy.
Sounds good, man. Getting it fired up right now.
And I will get on that. Bring up my Twitch.
Alrighty, let's see here. I pull up my screen and we'll get ready to go. Currently it's a black screen, but give me a
And
sec.
you're going to want to see this because he's going to have some cool mods
Oh
coming in.
boy, can you get rid of that?
And did I just hear a donation of $25 by Pukes? Again, another 25. Thank you so much, PJevs Pukes03. You are awesome, incredible. Love it. Big help. Gas money for the vacation this weekend. Thank you so much again. And I know it doesn't update your total automatically down in the bottom corner because I combined them all, but I will take care of that as usual. And Bugwiser, thank you for the follow. Let me turn this off. I'm getting everything looped real quick. And I'm gonna start hosting Buddy.
Alright guys, hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Let me do a quick refresh, make sure everybody's here that needs to be here. Let's just do a quick one. Just gotta make sure the stream is going. There we go. Alright, should be online. Alright guys, got some new toys here for Pleasant Valley Rivers. Let's see what we got. Make sure everybody's joining. So Rand Jr., how's it going, man? It's going good, my end. Just waiting for some people to join in here before I get going. Gotta show off some new toys and what I plan on incorporating. Sorry about this, guys. Keep switching back and forth. Good. Alright, you guys are seeing? Good. I apologize.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Ebenag1, thanks for the follow, man. As Dave said, June 18th, big giveaway party. Lars02, thanks for the giveaway. Hey, KW. Just wait for everybody to come on over, join in. Feel free. What we're going to do...
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Soren Jr., thanks for the follow. I'm just going to show you what I'm working on for Rivers. So many items.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Might be Trap, thanks for the follow. What we got here is a little trailer that my buddy Get Her Done did for me.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
This particular guy probably won't be included in the pack, but I want to show you a feature that I'm going to try to incorporate in the tippers for PV Rivers. One big problem, as anybody knows who's done factories.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
PC Rob, thanks for the follow. Lamillo, thanks for the follow. And what we got here is we're just going to
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Start our all-in-one silo, just with a little bit of salt. And what we're going to do is just, that's good enough. We're going to do 8,000 of salt. As anybody knows, you take this to the factory, and the factory says, hey, we're full, we can't take any more salt. So, yeah, those alerts are loud. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what the heck. I guess it's for the hearing impaired. So, you know, next thing I'll have to add closed caption on my alerts. But what I'm trying to do...
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
KJB Farmer, thanks for the follow. What I'm going to show you guys is I added a feature in. So if you're out driving around, you go to your factory, you find out the salt's full in this instance. You notice on my help screen now is I actually have empty. It says type description empty, unfortunately. I'm going to try to work that out so it says the item. But all you do is press the X key. Bye extra salt. What we're going to do is I'll work with Dave, and we will get this incorporated into the boat. Hopefully it'll work. That way we won't have to, if you have your boat full with some extra items, you won't have to worry about going and selling it. You'll be able to dump it wherever you're at. So first item up for bid is that I'm working on. I have a lot of items here, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. I'll go through the categories. Just let you know right now, these harvesters that were included in V2 will be included.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
With these will be included with rivers. No changes. The headers, etc., will all be included. Potato harvester, beet harvester, etc. Another one. Let's see here. Tippers. Good. We'll work our way down the tippers. Well, here's a grain hopper. Now it did have some little bit of issues.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
But I had to tweak a little bit. Gobble MRTJ, thanks for the follow. So what I'll do is I'll hop over to my truck over at the main farm here. And as with the hoppers, you'll see the nice new colorful Freightliner trucks. So these trucks will also be included. So that way I will go here to the category. Trucks, Freightliner. The one that's currently released, yes, absolutely. I'm going to be releasing a higher capacity. This is basically to give you guys an idea what my thought process was with these mods I'm including.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Misty Davidson, thanks for the follow. My idea for these mods in particular are to get. Let me get off the screen, but I'll pick a color here. I don't know. Let's go black. The idea here is to get you higher capacity trailers than the Flago AR tippers. Nothing against the tippers, the ARs. These are just going to be a little bit of higher capacity on these, so that way you can pull less of them. So this green trailer right here holds double what a Flago AR tipper holds. So that way you can basically just pull this by itself and it's equivalent to 2. So it saves you basically a dolly. And it'll hold all our items. As you can tell, if I don't run into this cedar, let me pull that. There we go. So this has a very large capacity. Like I said, I wanted to make sure to get you guys some higher capacity items, and supposedly, as I use air quotes, Farming Sim fixed the wheel count issue. We haven't pushed it ourselves on the server, nor have I pushed it in a single game. But actually S7, the reason I lowered that attacher joint, that's actually lowered. The reason is, it was up higher, and then when I went to hook it up to the dolly over there, it actually took the whole dolly and tipped it up on an angle. So that way, that thing would not hook up correctly. It was really bad. So I'm just going to fill up a little bit here, but you see where I'm going, this capacity is much higher in these tippers. Yeah, it's like I said, we're just trying to give you some nice new toys to play with. This Freightliner's real nice. Let me go inside here. Here's the interior. It's nice and quiet. It's a little bit brighter, but it's fine. It has, like I said, colorable. Has the little horn there. But so basically, I come over here, and it'll let me drop off seeds wherever I need to be. Yeah, I'll show you in one sec. So here, I'll just unload, and you'll see, apparently I didn't have enough seed in, but normally the particle system works. It's very sporadic for some odd reason, whether the amounts that are in there, but it'll take all the items, and I'm going to show S7, just so it's clear, it was higher, no doubt, the Itachi point. Would have a fancy PB River skins. These won't. These are just going to come with their standard skins. I had to do a little bit of work with these. They weren't too bad, and they're nice tippers. These are definitely going to be included, but that's the reason right here, S7. It's hard to see. It's actually up off the ground a little bit right there, too. See how much? And with that thing, I had it up where basically in between where that little light is where the original owner had it. And basically it was just, it jacked that whole dolly up on an angle, and it was really bad. So yeah, these trucks are really nice. I mean, they go 78, so it's definitely a really nice truck to have. So what I'll do is I'll pull these down here. I'll show you guys next what's up for bid. This hauls all the items that the AR Flago hauls. Again, you guys are going to have your favorite truck, trailer combo, which is cool. I just want to make sure you have another option of stuff I found that are nice and that are fixed. There's another tipper combo that I'll show you here very shortly that I really enjoyed. Unfortunately, I actually had a warning. So what I'm doing is I'm coming around here to show off my next mod, or not my personal mod, but one I edited to get this to work. So let me disconnect this trailer. Lords of some mice, thanks for following.
Welcome to Fantasy
Will
Island.
it have a Pleasant Valley, fancy Pleasant Valley River skin on it?
I saw. I can see what I can do. I really like the one they have. It's kind of general, but
Yeah.
here's our new tanker. This is. I figured Dave would like to. This is sharp. I give the guy credit. He did a really great job. Unfortunately, he only had the old field triggers, so I had to get the field triggers off of the AR one, so I can actually start filling here. Because as many as you might know, these trailers, this field trailer does not work with the standard field triggers, so I had to modify it, and this was a tricky one. But as far as this trailer goes, it's a really nice one. I got the 4-ways, the Shell logo. I think it's a really sharp looking trailer. My issue with it currently, and all these mods are a work in progress, guys, and my problem is I don't want to say I have ADHD, but it's like I saw a squirrel and I found a new mod and I have to go try it, and I start modifying it and forget about my other mod. With this mod, he almost has like a brake force on it. So what it means is, as soon as I let off the gas, this thing just slows down a little bit. It's not much, but it's noticeable. Yeah, exactly, Throsby. I'm glad you saw that. Yep. When I first did it with that whole attacher joint thing, I'm like, man, I got this, and I hook it up. I'm like, well, this isn't going to work. All right, so let me slow down here because it's a heavy truck. To show you guys how she works. Pull up here. Start filling. So we start filling up our gas tanks. So now we have a nice big tanker truck. We can go around to all the gas tanks on PV and fill them up. Are multiple trailers possible? With the grain, yes. With the fuel currently,
Welcome
no.
to Fantasy Island.
The fuel holds, I believe, 60,000. Chillwell 42, thanks for the follow. I can make it possible, but honestly, I thought 60,000 liters of fuel is quite a lot.
Yeah, that'll fill up 10 of any. Each thing is like 10,000, so the whole fill up 6 places in one trip.
Right, and
if they're all empty.
Yeah, I thought it's a pretty sharp-looking trailer too. That's why I personally liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
It looks cool. My first view of it, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, I think honestly, I like to put this in front of the Shell station, take a nice picture. I think it looked really sharp. But so this is the
I
next.
need to get it for the video trailer.
Oh yeah, this one's done. You can have this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this will be sharp. Like I said, I found it, but the hardest part was putting all the triggers on for the fuel pumps, and it was a bugger. But I was happy I got it. It was a well-fought victory. Is there a way to unload seeds at the field? Now that is the million-dollar question. Yes and no. Here's my problem with that. I should pull up to see my new stuff as well, which is fine. The problem with that is I have an overloader. I'll show you guys. I can show you in single player. It's not an issue. So as far as that goes, I'll show you guys. Where do I have it? There it is. I put it under tippers. So as you see, my horse Prano, it loads up no errors. I try to keep all my errors warning free, error free. Yeah, this is we'll get to the other liquids very, very shortly. So I have something for that as well. But here's this. And of course, I forgot. I have, to get back to S7, I have an overloader. Here's the thing. I tested it well offline. I got it to unload the seed. I got it to load the seed. As soon as I took a server side, it threw an error message on client side. And as Viper tested for me one night, it just did not want to work. So unfortunately, I don't think the overloader will work on server, but it will work in single player. I am working on a solution for that for server side. Excuse me. And basically, my idea is see if I can add that empty script on the seeder. So that way I can empty it in the field. You won't be able to unload it, but you'll be able to empty it and then fill it with a new one. So that's what I'm hoping for. So the next item up for bid is, let me move my tank. I realized I just parked my tanker in a spot where things spawn. So I'll be moving this. Let me move my fuel trailer. So this is out of the way. Let me scooch around. I'm going to buy my next item that you guys might be curious about. So I'll go into here, category, under tippers. Oh, there's more toys, as I showed you guys. So I might as well show those now. Here's ones I found and I'm working on. And these are sharp. These are another option. Again, increased capacity, and in my opinion, I really like these. Now these, believe it or not, am I using rainbow semis? No, these are, I found these, I forget where I found it. Somebody sent me a link, and this was not originally colorable. It was just, I don't want to say putrid, but it was this ugly yellow, and it just irked me. So I actually made it colorable to help out with the color, so you had more than just that one ugly choice. But honestly, this is one of my favorite setups, is the Wilson grain trailers. I'm still working on them. They have an issue. The only issue that I currently have is with the discharge particles being correct, linking them back to the map. So I mean, it's not as an error, but it just won't appear 100% correct. But I think this combo looks pretty darn sweet in my opinion. And I can cruise up the hill here, 78 miles an hour. Try not to go through Dane's field. Now these do also, even though it might not appear, these do also have a hitch. But they do work real nice. I really enjoy these.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
These are some of my favorite trailers. They have the cover, you can open and close, so they look really sharp. Redneck, thanks for the follow, man. Like I said, you fill it up. Now these, I don't want to go too crazy in the story, but these actually had a warning in the fill plane where the name was incorrect. In Giants, actually detects when you do a fill volume, it needs to be named a certain way, and if it's not named a certain way, it'll throw a warning. Not an error, just a warning. It's not critical. My ADHD kicked in. I said I need to fix this. I need to figure out how to fix this. There is a way to correct the slide issues. Basically, you will add what's called tire friction on the wheels of the trailer, and that'll help it from sliding. So yes, there is a way to fix it. They do slide around. It's not a problem at all. Like I said, I'm just trying to get these right now in the game, so they might slide around a little bit, but I try to take it easy. If I don't go too crazy in the corners, they're pretty good. Does my flatbed have a hitch in the back? Absolutely it does. I can show you guys my flatbed. My flatbed, not bread.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
But, anywho, let me back up over here. I'll show you. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Again, it's not a major issue, but you'll see how it has a discharge particle. It just uses the wheat. Not a deal breaker. It works great the way it is. Friction scale. Thanks, F7. So it's not a deal breaker, but honestly, it'd be nice to have all the grain planes in there. But I think this is a really sweet looking trailer. You can dolly these together as well. So yes, yeah, you see why the damage mod was taken out. I used the regular dump types. Gotcha. Yeah, these are, again, with this truck, a little feature, I don't want to go crazy with noises, but has a Jake brake on it, so it's pretty darn cool. It actually slows down going down the hill, and you can actually adjust this so that if you want it low to high, and it really bogs down the truck. So it's cool. You just slow off the key in. It's kind of a neat little feature. I know it's quirky, but it's still an added feature. I like it. I think it's neat. And like I said, the truck's a very cool little truck. It gets quieter when you go inside. I really like that part of it. Let me go tearing around the map here. So that's the two types of tippers. And again, you have the regular length tipper, you have a shorter tipper, you have pup tippers, you have black, white. Ah, the pups. It's like quite a bit. Gotcha. Was thinking because they would add the junkyard to the map. Yeah. Oh, no doubt. We would add a big junkyard. If we had the damage mod in, the factories wouldn't be built yet, guys. I'm telling you. It was brutal. So, that's what we have. Yeah, we should definitely have basically training wheels or bumpers on all our vehicles because we do like to hit things. Not many people follow. Myself don't follow the road, so I'm glad we don't have the damage mod anymore. It would have taken quite a lot of work to get it to where we need to. So those are those. I will show you my flatbed if you haven't seen it already or haven't downloaded it. That's already available. What I'll do is I'll go tearing over here. Now there's going to be a revised version of this. I'm going to tell you guys why. One second. Lamillo, they will throw an error warning about missing field types, yes, and other maps for sure, unfortunately. But you can fix those in the XML. Just take them out. Here's my trailer. I figured somebody had a question about whether it had a hitch in the back, and there it just shows you the hitch. Now I'm going to show you why this needs to change, guys. It doesn't happen with this truck, but it's going to happen with other trucks. If I went to F5, I'll do it at the end of the night because I don't want to turn on F5. It'll get all wireframe and it's a pain with the sun. But to answer the person's question, yes, my trailer does have a hitch in the back. It's right back there in the sign. And I'm contemplating if I want to add a logo in this truck or not. I know Kaboomba and KW were giving me a suggestion to add a logo, and I had no problem doing it. I probably will in the end, but not as of right now. It's trying to get some other mods all fixed up. Okay, let me go see what other toys we have. I think the tippers, that's what we got. With the Wilsons. I got to work on a livestock trailer, guys, to get all the items going. We have the grain hopper. One you didn't see yet, which I could do now. Yeah, the trucks are cool. They really are. But like I said, everybody has their own personal truck, their preference, and it's off to it. But I just wanted to include a little more variety for this time around. Yeah, there's the roads in the game. Yeah, I don't know what those things are either, to be honest with you. But I want to move on to my next items up for bid that I'm going to include. It's going to be a little bit edited version just because there's a pack with a lot of trucks. These are really nice trucks in my opinion. This one has a diable and a stripe. So these are Peterbilt's, very cool trucks. Yes, I am partial to red.
I have a suggestion.
Sure.
In the mod description file, you don't need to have all the cans of soup in there. Just one for those icons. Did you see that strip of icons run across your?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You only need them in a vehicle XML file. Like put one soup in there, so it shows that.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. I just copied it out of the fill type.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Holy mackerel! It's like cans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so many
right.
fill type.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's definitely lengthy. Alright, let me see here. So, what I got next is this Great Dane trailer. And if I start the truck, it's the one running next to me, that's why I hear. Yeah, I was thinking about slapping a PV logo on some of this stuff. I definitely like the PV logo. It's something I whipped up here quick. But I'm going to show you guys what I included next. The Peterbilts don't pull very well. Okay, I might have to tweak those out then. They go 93, but it could be just a matter of pulling power. So as you guys see this before, this is a Great Dane that we had in V2 at one point with some products in it, and it just wasn't very feasible to use in V2 because at the time they didn't have they could never figure out the wheel count issue, and we didn't want to add more wheel counts, and I didn't want to put all work into this trailer if we're not we're going to use it. So what I ended up doing to this trailer is doors open, no biggie, but then I added in these ramps. I'll show you guys why here in a minute. So I got my trucks running. Let me run back here. I'll show you guys what I got. My initial plan for the Great Dane truck was, whoops, let me see here, was not to have the back open, so I didn't have to do extra fill planes, but come to find out, this is a pretty neat feature. One of the guys that we speak with, Canadian Bacon Warrior, told me about these Greyhound, or these Great Dane trailers.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
And basically had these ramps. Sens Fan 1985, thanks for the follow. So what I did was I liked our trailer better. It was bigger, more roomier to put items in. It already had most of the grain plane, grain plane in there for at least the items. But I wanted these ramps, so I actually took the ramps from a reefer one and put them on this Great Dane trailer. And the retractable, which I think is pretty freaking cool. So what I could do is I could actually take my Bobcat. Now, unfortunately, the forklift, the Toyota Clark, or not Toyota, the Clark forklift, I gotta turn off the engine so I don't get some poison in there. This forklift does not fit in there, unfortunately. But at least the JCB does, a Bobcat. So I have a JCB pack. You guys can use any Bobcat. It most likely will fit in there. What I did was, as you see, I have it in there.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
I will lock it down, and then all I do is hit X, close my ramps back in, close my doors. I'm going to show you guys where I'm off to. And I might end up switching out this to the Freightliner. It seems like it goes pretty good, but you just never know.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Matthew SC344, thanks for the follow. Rollins Heavy 5, thanks for the follow. So I just wanted to show you guys what this bad boy can do. So now we have, and he's still in there. He's not going anywhere. So I'm going to go down here, and this will take, I will show you everything it will take. This will work with the new factories, all the products. This will work with the finished goods. This will work with the steel. So this will haul all those items. It'll load it up. Basically, I'll show you how it loads up and then all that good stuff. So I'm going to scoot over here and show you guys a quick demo of how it works. And we're going to try out and see if Dave's fixed. Dave helped me out this afternoon. I had a little bit of a clearance issue with one of the buildings. I'm going to see if it actually worked. So two ways can go, guys. So we can actually pull in here, and you'll see it says start filling. I can start filling in my items. Fortunately, it's right over the white trailer. Yeah, the screenshots are crazy. But this is all the items you can select, just like we did. Now, that's the quote-unquote easiest way, is you can just fill your trailer, hit R, pick your item, start filling. You can go as crazy as you want. That's the easy way out. Now, I'm working on, I don't want to call it, that's the easy way. I want to call it the mediocre or medium level, I guess, gaming experience, which would be use my trailer, spawn the pallets, and you can auto unload. This I'm calling is the level hard level of getting those items. And this is what I'm going to do. Let's see here. I got ham. Ham's going to go to the place that I want to take it to. So let me choose my factories. My CM meats. Do a ham pallet. Do boom. Alright, there. We got 3 of those bad boys. What I'm going to do is go up here in my JCB trailer. Grab my... Yep. See now, in case you guys are wondering why won't my JCB loader work, it's because of a locking script. So it locks the wheels really well. Wish it locked the pallets is good, because as you guys will see soon, the pallets do roll around in there a little bit, but thankfully there's collision. So I'm going to roll my JCB out. El Zanta, what I plan on doing is you can use any Bobcat. It'll fit in the trailer. I don't have any other ones than this one currently, but if you download them, if this is, you know, I don't want to call it a standard size Bobcat because I'm sure it's not a right term. If you download a Bobcat, it should fit right in the back of the trailer. And then if you, like I said, if you want to do the extreme hard level of Pleasant Valley rivers that make the longevity of the game and realistic value, some people will opt for it, some people won't. It's not a big deal. Is actually do it this way. So what I'm going to do is, sometimes it works on the first try, sometimes not. It's really, what I'm going to work on is there's a tight tolerance here to get my pallet up in there. So what you can do if you want to extend the gameplay, like I said, is you go right here and you'll load this bad boy right up here, and there it is, and then you bag it out and rinse and repeat. You guys get the idea. I don't want to bore you. Will the telehandler fit? I don't believe so. I think it's a little bit too wide. And these ramps, I could probably adjust the ramps, but I don't know how much I would gain. Yeah, roughly the same size skid steer. If I go out, you know, if for some reason I'll go out and I'll try to hunt one down. I think we had a John Deere one in V2, but you can use any standard Bobcat. It should work. If for some reason it turns into a problem, then you know, I'll work it out. I'll try to find one or modify one if need be. But yeah, this is a little tricky here, loading these up in here. But it's fun. Like I said, it adds another aspect to the game. When I originally thought of this, I didn't know the ramps existed, and like I said, I appreciate Canadian Bacon Warrior for coming up and showing me the other trailers, and so that way I can actually load these back in. So we have product loaded in.
El Santa had a question, and I just wanted to answer him.
Sure, go ahead.
You do not need any DLC to play this map. The JCB is DLC, but you can find mods. I mean, there's so many ways. You don't even need to use this trailer. Any forklift will move the pallets that you have out there. This is just an optional trailer, and I'm pretty sure there's Bobcat mods out on sites that will fit inside this trailer if you so choose to use it that way. But it also has the auto loading feature, so you don't even need to do what Big Daddy's showing with the loading as well. That's all.
No problem.
Hey, wait, I got a question for you. Have
Question.
you looked at the Toyota forklift? That's skinnier. I don't think it's as tall as a Clark.
I have not personally looked at the
I
Toyota
think
one.
that might fit in there.
I could definitely try it, no doubt. But yeah, to answer, I forgot who, Lamillo. I just answered his question there. Yeah, we can stack. Honestly, I didn't think I could, but apparently you can. You can stack pallets in there on top of one another, so that's cool. Added bonus learned on this stream. So there we have our ham. I think that's all I'm going to load in for now, just to show you guys. But I'll load this back in. We'll be on our way. Now the only thing might happen is that top pallet might not lock down because I got to use a locking script here to try to keep it from flying out. That's the next question. Will they hold? We'll find out. I really don't like the camera in this thing. Alright, we're off to sell our ham. Now, unfortunately, when you do it that way, guys, it's just something it's something built into the game engine I can't have control over. It won't show you have cargo, but you know you have cargo in there. You know, you loaded it yourself. There you go. The JD from the V2 version 2 should definitely fit in there. I was trying to, the reason my pallets are spilling all over the place in there. Don't look inside my trailer. I didn't load them close enough to the front. That's bad loading. I'll be fired. That's alright. But I really hate that camera. I gotta really, something's gotta be done about that, because otherwise I'm driving over here. It seems like as soon as I go back here, it zooms to the back of the truck. I'm sure it has to do with this truck. It just drives me batty. You know what? First person it is. That'll fix everything.
No, oh, trailers do that. What up to the trucks?
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal.
But we're gonna see if Dave is fixed today. It's gonna work. Ah, my pallets are over the place. That's the lockdown script, not locking. It locked my vehicle. I'm sure So what I could have done is push my JCB Bobcat all the way forward.
Up to it, right.
Yeah, and it would have been fine. But what I worked with Dave with today was, I hate to use the word skosh, but I wanted to deliver my ham to the museum. That rhymes. And it was just too tight. So, thankfully, I talked to Dave, and we have clearance. So now my nice big truck fits right under there, and boom, I just sold my ham because I drove over the trigger. I didn't want to. I wanted to actually unload it manually, but you guys know that you can do that. But there it was. So I just sold ham at the museum that I manually loaded with my truck. Now, what we can also do, Rivers Mod is released the 18th. We're doing a party on the 18th. 16th for the mod pack, 18th for the map, and the pate, which is running from 12 noon, I should say Eastern Standard Time, to 12 midnight. But as I pull up here, I'm going to show you guys. Now, this is the reason why I didn't want the doors to open. I'm going to show you guys. It's just I'm running down to crunch time. I got so much to do. But what I can do, as you see, it says start filling. This will take crystal steel, and now it looks like this inside. But don't worry, because it'll still detect. The fill type is non-collisionable, and it'll still fill. So it's filling up with steel. You put it in there. So if you really wanted to cheat a little bit, you can actually load 2 items in this truck. You can load actual pallets that are spawned, as well as. Oh, my view is going very batty. There we go. So you can load 2 types. You can load in through the trigger, like I just did there with the crystal steel, and you can also load in manually, like I did with the hams. So you can actually load the hams, the chicken, both on the same boat, and you'll be good to go. So that is the Great Dane. Like I said, it works good. It'll just need to add the fill types in, which is going to be quite some time, and I'm not sure if it'll be ready for the release party, but I guarantee the trailer will work just fine. So that was my original thought, was not to have the doors open. You won't notice the fill type in there, and it'll carry all the products. So, as of now, I have it opening. They might not look pretty, as seen here, but it says fragile handle with care, because, we all know steel is very fragile. But, so what we got there, like I said, is those items. That's another trailer that I like. Does this truck have auto trans? I believe so. I'm on the fence about this truck. It's good and it's bad. I like the colorable part. So, colorable toys are good toys, but, if it's not very functional, I'm kind of happy with the Freightliner, like I said. So that is the trailer that we're going to give. And I keep forgetting the name of it. A Great Dane trailer. That's what it is. Like I said, I have the Horse Pronto. And then I believe that covers us for the tippers. So that's the tipper aspect. This one here is a W900. That's colorable as well. Yeah, I just want to give variety. Look, I know guys like to play realistic, and I understand. I do too. I like to have, even if I might not play it all the time, I still like to have the option. Hey, you know what? I'm in the mood today. I want to load a truck. I can go load a truck. You know what? I'm cutting corners today. I'm running late for delivery. Then I'll auto load. So it's really, your option, your choice. Then I go back down over here. Here's another Kenworth that I have colored up. It's not that bad. It's not chrome. It's like faux chrome. Have my little logo up there on the visor, so it looks pretty nice. Interior's not bad. The old-fashioned wood trailer has working gauges, so it's a pretty nice truck. Has a couple different cameras as I run through the back of my other one, and I have a change in market price. Hit OK there. So this again is another one I'm working on. So I have a couple things I'm working on for you guys. Like I said, I'm not going crazy with the trucks. I'm going to give you a couple nice options that work well. That's the key of what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is I understand FS trucking. Yeah, I mean, if you want to use the tractors, be my guest. It might take you a couple minutes, half hour to get across the map with the tractor, but and if you really want to go extreme, which is, I want to call it silly extreme, would be using the classic pack, but I'm not going to recommend that. Unless you want it to last FS19, I guess would be the next one. Alright, so let's see what we got up next here. Those are all those items. Auger wagon. I think I know what's next. Let me see if I can find it here. I have quite a lot of things to go over. I apologize. It's going to be a pretty decent stream.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
A question, real quick. Can I interrupt you?
Absolutely.
For those that were watching my stream, I forgot one very important thing. The poll that we took came out a tie.
Are you kidding?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
1x size map, 18
Welcome
votes.
to Fantasy
16x
Island.
size map, 18 votes.
Oh my
I guess
goodness.
work out for you. One of each.
I guess I gotta do them both now, huh?
Right.
No, but also the water trailer. I haven't seen the water trailer yet. Don't forget.
Oh, that's the next item up for bid.
Awesome.
MP7 Reaper, thanks for the follow. Bug Wiser, like that. Thanks for the follow. Okay, guys, next item up for bid is I'll show you in the store what it carries. Another, I have it under miscellaneous. I have to change that. Is a water trailer that holds milk, water, glue, resin. So all the above items. So what I'll do, I think I'll run right over to Cogent. I should have some resin ready to go. Can I give the trucks realistic smoke? I can actually, yes, you can modify the smoke as needed. I don't want to go too crazy because then it's one more thing to, I don't want to cause, take up more resources, but you can actually intensify the color of the smoke. I'll see if I can find one here that goes a little crazy, but yeah, this isn't too bad at all. Watch out for the railroad tracks there. Alright, I'm going to work my way over here to the resin.
So no fuel with that one.
This one does no fuel. It does water, resin, glue only. So I tried to keep it similar format, so a little more realistic. So it's going to go to resin. Boom, there I'm filling up the resin.
No milk?
Yes, milk in this one as well.
Okay.
Yep, I'm doing resin quick here, and then what I'm going to do is pull away, and I want everybody that worked hard at Cogent to turn their head quickly, because I'm going to hit the X button, and what that's going to do is empty all my resin out right in the field. So don't
no.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
don't tell the
That
EPA.
better not be the silver one.
Are you live on the server?
No, I am
Okay.
I am single player, so you guys are all safe. I'm just joking.
Alright, go to town.
Ooh. Yeah, have fun.
I need all the resin I can get.
Yeah, no, I just did this for, I did it offline just so I didn't have to keep uploading, downloading the mods because of the fact of it, I still have a ways to go with them. I have them functioning, now it's just, doing some final tweaking on them. But I will head over to the milk, so you saw me dump my resin out. Can I remove the mud flaps on the front of those? I believe you could. I mean, worst case scenario, I can make those non-collisionable. And you should be able to use them with any truck. They're probably collisionable right now, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if I made them non-collisionable, I'm sure they'd be just fine. Can you use these with the V2.2 map? Good question. I haven't looked at V2.2 in quite some time. And like I
That
mentioned,
trailer, I think you could.
yeah, I think you could as well. Like I said, I'm trying to remember, and it's been so long, I didn't want to say yes, and it's not the case. But I could definitely look at it and let everybody know. Absolutely.
Is it the same as our AR trailer, basically?
Yep.
Because we haven't made a change to that at all on this map, so it should work fine.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is pull you here in the barn. This is a tight fit, no doubt, but it's realistic. As you guys see, it's filling up with milk. Yeah, I could see, yeah, 25,000 fine for the EPA. Yeah, that wouldn't be nice, no doubt about it. That would not be nice at all. So what we do is we have the milk. So you see we pick that up. The barn's a little tricky, but it's definitely doable. Just gotta take your time. And again, I'll make sure Viper turns his head as I empty the trailer that has milk in it, so he doesn't see that as well.
Oh, I'm not in charge of milk.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
there's plenty of milk over.
I think that Andre takes care of the animals. I think, right?
I have been lately.
The guys want to fine for when you empty the trailer of resin. To get fined. That would not be nice. So this is basically the bigger version of the AR trailer, and it also does water, in case anybody's wondering. So it'll do water, it'll do resin, it'll do glue, milk. So those items, it'll work very well for. So that is the new, as they call it, advanced trailer, I believe. The advanced engineered, it's considered a water trailer, but as you notice in the fruit types, I'm gonna call it a multi-use trailer, so that way you can do it for the milk, the glue, the water, the resin. I was contemplating breaking those up in a water trailer, and then I'm gonna call it quote unquote a chemical trailer. But be honest with you, I don't want to go too crazy and having the same mod just with a different fill type. I think that's going a little too crazy. But you know, neither case, neither there. That's what I'm going to probably end up giving out. All right, let me see what else we got here. You guys seen this? Okay, I'm going to go back to the new toy for the gravel pit. This is released. All I did was make sure to modify it to our fill types. And I'm going to buy it. And then I got to transport it. So that's going to be the next fun trip. Let me see here. I think... Well, guess what? We're going to try and see if it'll fit on our in-game trailer. This ought to be interesting. Alright, we're going to take this guy, disconnect him. Wow, nice. Saloon 15 V2. Sweet. Oh, I must have too many things. Oh, there it is over there. I had too many items at the shop. Well, that's not going to work. I have to go get my trailer first. Alright, so I'll back up over here. I'll load up my new toy for the gravel pit. Now, this is your choice. You can replace the old 773, or you can keep both. Your choice. I believe they have the same capacity. This one has a dynamic fill plane, so it's going to look much prettier when doing it. So as you guys see, I don't know if this truck's going to fit up on there. This has a cool little feature. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm a really bad driver inside. So, go to transport mode. Load out my exterior tires, take off some items here. See how I do. Oops, still didn't do good. Let me see if we can get up on there. See how good I can do. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Oh, it's a wee wobble. Now, fingers crossed we just make it to the gravel pit.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
The Bear 2014, thanks for the follow. Alright, we're going to take our new toy down to the gravel pit. Show you guys how nice it is. If we make it there alive, let's put it that way. Might be driving a little too fast for this. Yeah, I'm hoping this new dump truck is honestly to replace the old one. Nothing against the old one, but it had the old fill planes. It you know, definitely needed some TLC to get it up to what I consider 15 standards. Um, yeah, there is a wider version of the trailer. I believe I got it, but this is fun. So in case anybody doesn't have the wider trailer, you can actually use the in-game one and still romp around with it. Just have to load a little more careful. And the locking script seems to be really well in this one. But yeah, I really thought it was time for a new, updated dump truck. 'Cause we've had that one for quite some time. That survived from 13 to 15 and the old fill planes. And to add them in was always a pain in the neck. And it seemed like it was always a monster. To haul around, so we're going to try this new guy out and see how it does. I figure, like I said, just trying to. The idea with this mod pack, you're going to get all the AR stuff and the standard stuff that you see in the Viper stream and Dave stream. Is always going to be included, but this is going to be like the optional. I'm going to call it like an XL pack, so that way you have, if you're doing it by yourself, I'm trying to help you each out, or if you want an upgrade option, you now have it. Speaking of the devil, the old one.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Have you tried the stones to see if they will hold back that thing?
Have I tried stones? Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, I have. And for some reason, he made his sides non-collisionable. So the stones.
That's what happens with a lot of those trucks. Yeah.
Yeah, he made the sides non-collisionable. I could go and see if I can make them collisionable, and it'll work fine. But for some odd reason, he just did not do that.
Well, it doesn't have a tip feature anyway without the
product in
there anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so it wouldn't work. Just a thought.
Yeah, for some reason, it's one of those things with Giants. Is you got to either pick. You're going to have a grain plane, or you're going to pick that it's empty and be able to tip it. So I know we have a dedicated tipper in the gravel pit here that does the stones. So what we're doing is we'll put it on here and we'll get some stone. But I'll show you guys just in case you're wondering. I mean, it's a shame because because it won't tip anyway. I mean, probably get them in there and then ram it, and they'll fly out. But the sides just aren't collisionable, and things will be everywhere. So I'll pull under here, turn on my silo. As you see, it still goes through the way it does from the silo, but you'll see how it's filling up much nicer. It's more of it's dynamic roll plane, dynamic fill plane, as opposed to the old style where it's not nearly as pretty. That's one of the nice things with 17 added was that feature, so that we can romp around in this thing. And did I make it a little bit unrealistic speed-wise? Yeah, I did. Because honestly, they had it probably more realistic what it does, 15, maybe 17, 20. If you're going downhill with a good wind to your back. But I cranked up to 38, so I want to see people use it more. I think it's a lot of fun to use if I don't hit things. Yeah, it's just an option. Like again, El Zanta, like we said, these are all options. They're not mandatory by any means. You can do pretty much anything on this map with standard stuff. This is just an extra option that you can go cruising around with these new items. And it's just, like I said, added features. It has a nice instrument panel inside, and I really like the truck. Like I said, it has the fill planes. It goes a little bit faster. I thought it was a pretty cool truck. And there's the old guy that I can't wait to get rid of. So that's what we got for that guy. Let me see what other toys we have on here. I think we're winding down, from what I understand. In case anybody's wondering, let's see here. There's the trucks. Back to the harvesters, beet harvesters. I don't got any new beet harvesters. I believe that is all of them. I can double check my list. But I want to show you guys something cool in case you're wondering. Let me find. Alright, that's the Volvo. The Volvos will work with that. Pretty much everything will work with one another, so there's not too much. The AR stuff, in case you guys are wondering, the AR stuff will not work with these new trucks, which, like I said, again, you got your own trucks, personal use. I'm just giving you an extra option here. Alright, let me roll back up to the show.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
The Bull 33, thanks for the follow, buddy. I just want to show you guys one cool thing before I think I call it an evening. I'm showing you all the new toys. I'm going to run over here quick. But just to recap, some new trucks, the trailer, the Wilson trailer, the grain trailer. So we have a lot of new items. If I better close my door, I'll lose my Bobcat if I'm not careful. Go tearing through the mud down here. So, like Dave mentioned, don't forget, June 18th is the map release party. We're doing it from noon Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, June 18th until midnight. Giving away lots of goodies. I'm trying to find here. I'll let you guys know in 1 minute. Trying to remember on the map where it's at. There I am. All right. But yeah, I'm kind of torn. I like the, you know, it comes down to, with the 1X or the 16X map, it comes down to, do you want more landscape or do you want more detail? Because, you know, with a smaller map, you could really put the details through the nose with it. When am I going to do my next video? I'm trying to decide what my next video will be. What I'm contemplating doing is possibly showing everybody how to take the in-game items and modify them. I know it doesn't sound exciting, but it's how to modify them without actually bringing out any of the i3D files, any of the texture files. It's a cool feature in the fact of I can get a mod below 1 megabyte, and it's really cool. Between Dave and I, we talked about it and we actually executed it, and it turned out really good. So we did that with the corn headers you guys saw to modify the speed so you can go faster while harvesting. So it's a great thing to have. Alright, I'm looking for my boat, so I will check on that. Andy, that is the ultimate plan. I would love to have the product pop up. It would require resizing all the graphics, which is not out of the realm. It's just something, my goal is to have something functional for you guys by the time it's released. It's not going to be held up. The map's not going to be held up regardless. But the point is, I want to have something functional for you guys, something larger. If it comes to time of release, I'll release them because they're functional. But the key is, I will eventually put a revised version out with all the graphics popping up when you fill it, similar to the little AR box truck. The key there is, if you load it manually, like with the Bobcat, it will not let you, it won't pop up, obviously. It's still going to be a blank side panel. So when I loaded ham in there, regardless if I had the side panels for ham in there, or CW it would be, it would not pop because it does not detect the manually loaded fill plane. So let me get in my boat. I'm going to show you guys.
I gotta answer Throsby there. When
Go
we
for it.
say more detail, as in on the 1X map, it would allow us to do things with the scripts and stuff that we could never do because a 4X map could not handle it, such as a gravel pit that is loaded moving stones around rather than digging in those imaginary piles. And who knows what other ideas, but also would allow for higher detailed buildings and stuff as well. Just more detailed items on the map too. So better visually and better functionality because we won't have the resources taken up by a 4x map, which you actually will lose some on a 16x. You'll have less in there as well than you do on the 4x because of the landscape itself takes up so much memory.
Alright, so what I'm doing is I just want to show you guys. I think I can fit 2 on here. I haven't tried yet. But what's cool is I got into a little dilemma the other day that I need to get my truck here across the waterway. And I know the bridges are built further down the way, but just for the fun of it, I wanted to drive around and see if I can actually unload my truck, load my truck and unload it across the waterway. And the answer is yes. The key is I just need to make sure I'm flush with what I'm getting off of, because otherwise I'd be in deep trouble. Yeah, the bridge is right there, but I want to show you guys it's something cool if I can get this boat to operate correctly. It's always operator here. See, like, I don't think it'll unload there too well just because it's a little bit higher than my boat, but I'll see if I can find somewhere a little bit lower. Can I lock the trucks into place? Actually, the trucks don't seem to move. I haven't had a problem with them falling off this boat. I mean, I can get the boat up to 42. I just don't think it'll come off, in my personal opinion. But I just want to get you guys the idea that you can haul them on here if need be. If you don't have your bridges built and you have a boat, there are other options of getting your truck across the waterway. That's the key component I was looking for, and it seems to work pretty good. The next component of actually getting the truck off of the boat is finding a good place of land to actually unload it. I know this is the same side that I came in on, but it's just to show you a visual. Yeah, it gets very trapped. Exactly. But this is just a visual to show you guys, you know, again, you have to make sure it's a decent level of land, and you'll be able to unload your truck. Just go across the waterway with your products. That way, if you didn't feel like building a bridge, you have options. I'm not sure I'll make this, but hey, let's give it a shot. Yeah, I was going to make it. So I picked a bad place to unload. A little bit tricky. At least we're going to be ending the stream here on a very entertaining note. Now, this is going to be fun. Let's try it. Let's give it a whirl. If I jump in the truck and not the boat, what do you think? Back it off here? Alright. Winner, chicken dinner.
If I have time, I'm going to try to add some loading and unloading points on the river. It's on my list of things I'd like to do, where it flush up, but right now,
oh no, I got
make sure we get the main stuff ready.
Yeah, no doubt. No, like I said, it's not that bad. I had bad luck and I picked the wrong spot. So, but that's I think that's about it for tonight, fellas. Adding ramps to both sides. Yeah, we were thinking about that. As far as the river goes, I don't know if we can add them to the ferry, but the key feature to the boat is we're going to look at getting that dump feature in there, so that way if you have a little extra stone, a little extra gravel, whatever it may be, you'll be able to unload it.
And to answer Thraz, the 1X would have everything that Rivers does and more, but probably not as many factories because we won't need to on that size map. But it'll have all the features that Rivers does, plus some other features as well. That would be kind of cool. Some things will have to be scaled down, obviously, like the gravel pit. The gravel pit on this map takes up a quarter of a single size map as it is. but it would have more function, less size, more function. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, see, I was even thinking too, if we didn't have a gravel pit, if we had a place similar to like Derpy Diggers in the old map, where it's a little gravel area and you had to buy your gravel or, supply something to the place, whatever it may be. But yeah, so it's not a big land area take up space type thing.
Right.
But I believe that is all the toys I have for now. Like I said, I still need to... These are all work in progress, and I will be wrapping them up before the release date for the mods. Hopefully, if not, definitely by the party. I will have these get together, like I said. And as far as the truck goes, guys, feel free, do whatever you like. I will do this. I will post this to Throsby. I will post this to YouTube, so that way you'll be able to hear the conversation and go from there. And again, thanks for swinging by, guys. Any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to ask. I will pull this auger up to show you guys how it works. Let me just get the truck to pull it. So I will do that. While just any questions or comments, etc., feel free. But I know this is a skip topic here. Cattle and Crops has a nice new video out. Make sure to check it out. It is in German, unfortunately, but at least you get the visuals. They show some really good promise with some brands, as well as Farm Expert. I think it's 2017. They're supposedly coming out with a release trailer fairly soon. I was thinking about just not... I don't want to persuade votes either way, guys, with either the 16X or the 1X. You guys are the ultimate deciders. My thought is, I don't want you to base your decision prior to getting Rivers. Once you get Rivers, you might have your hands full quite some time. So if it is 16X, so be it. The time's there. But if it's a 1X, then so be it as well.
I am leaning toward the 1X for one reason only. It will give me some time to start experimenting with the Unreal Engine and see if we can work on our own type of farming game down the road, or something, that's decent.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'd be interested to see what we could do on a single size. I've only made one, and that was like the second map I ever made. Volcano Island. Everything's been full size and 4 size.
Yeah, no doubt. I can't wait.
I think we'll run into less issues on a single size as well. A 16X, my style is to put in whatever we can and make an awesome map, and I would try to do that on a 16X, and it might not work in the end. It might be taking out and taking out and taking out after all the work's done just to get it to run, because 16Xs, they suck up resources like crazy. That's why everybody that's created a 16X map is actually almost a completely flat landscape.
Right, and like we mentioned, the other 16X map that's out there, or for previous Farming Sims games, the problem is the amount of detail that are put in are just lackluster, and I hate to say it. Alright, so to show off S7 what I had, I believe this is the one I did it to. If not, it won't work, but I thought... Oh, maybe not. I thought I'd modify this guy here to...
Bad Touch had a question for me real quick.
Sure, go for it.
He wanted to know if the economy system is utilize the level up feature to buy things when you don't have the money. You need to level up and have the money to buy things. Hope that answers his question. He's probably not even on. Is he in your stream too? I might have to respond to him on mine.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
But leveling up is actually quite easy on the map for sure.
Alright, so as you guys see, again, this will work in single player. It won't work in multiplayer for some unknown reason. It throws an error locally. and it just won't function. To show you guys though, I have a sower that has soybean seeds in it. It gives me the options to press O to unload. I did add a little pipe in the back here, as quirky as it sounds. I did put time into this thing. I kind of
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
a little irritable. It doesn't work on the server, but it is what it is. You know, you put time into some things, and in the end, they might not work out. You know, it's this lesson learned type deal. So hopefully it'll work in future edits. But basically, all I do is pull up here, hit the O key. You'll see my sowers unloading, and I believe very lightly. I don't have that much seed in there. You see it filling up with seed in my overloader. So basically, I can actually unload all of my soybean seed. And once my soybean seed is completely out of my planter, sorry for taking so long here, guys.
I don't see it moving.
Yeah, Adam the Weight, thanks for the follow. Yeah, it's in there. It's so tiny though. It's down near the bottom. So what I can do now is, as you see the sowers on filled, I can now hit the O key. I can select my coffee. So now that leftover soybean seed magically becomes seed, and now I can refill my coffee seed. So I'm happy with this. The problem I'm not happy with is it's not a multiplayer, and I know guys that play PV, the majority of guys are multiplayer. I could, in the mod description, put that it's not multiplayer friendly. I just don't like taking that way out, guys. You know, it might have to be, but I'm working on other options to at least empty the sower out in the field, and you might have to bring in seed with like a trailer or something and fill it up. That's my fingers crossed. Hope that it works out that way, but it might not. So, yeah, exactly, Canadian Bacon. I just wanted to, you know, I figured it's there, so that way, like I said, all you do is hit the O. I might have to back away now because I'm in the same trigger, but all I do is I back away, and then pull back up close to it here, and just hit unload. Oh, not hit P. Hit unload, and as you see, it empties my coffee seeds out. Back into my overloader. So it functions. Single player, no problem. I can be out in the field sowing. I can do half a field in coffee, half a field in something else. So it'll function that way. But it's just unfortunate. You know, like I said, it's more geared towards single player right now. I'll keep working on it. Just trying to not let it hold me up from doing other things that I know I can wrap up and get out for the Rivers release.
Hey, big guy, I got a question for you.
Sure, question me.
Have you tried the actually overloader to do both directions, or did you find the auger wagon easier to do?
What I found with it, this is actually the in-game overloader. I wanted to use something that was already there, so this is the Horse Prano in-game overloader. All I did was added scripts to it. It's what was called an onload script, so that way it can actually onload into the sower, as well as take out of the sower. Because what I did was I actually looked at how it did it in the map as well, and that's why I just copied the in-game overloader. If I could go down and purchase an in-game overloader, but you only be able to fill the sower once it's empty, if that makes sense.
No, I'm talking about the seed autoloader. You know, the auto filler. You know, the ones we had in the river. Yeah, the seeds in the fertilizer tankers that you take to the field.
Oh, let me see. I'm trying to remember if we had. Is that in the AR form here?
Yeah, it's in the ARs, yeah.
I didn't know we had a seed one. Let me see here.
Yeah, well, I used them in the PV2s on the map.
Their AR. I know the fertilizer one.
Yeah, they had a seed one too.
Oh, interesting. Maybe the description's not updated. I'm trying to see here because it's the AR HK. All right, let me see if I can find
I believe it's in the same store as or the same mod file as the fertilizer.
Same one as the fertilizer. Okay, so it's either one of these two. So let me purchase both of these, and I'll go give them a try. order some nice. Thanks for stopping by, man. Much appreciated. 5 a.m. Yeah, that's why I thought about that this afternoon. I'm like, oh, I hope our release party overlaps your guys' time zone. But I think with 12 hours, hopefully somewhere in there, you guys are able to stop by and participate in the giveaways and watch their stream and so forth. So.
No, those ain't it. It'll say overloader, overload seeds.
Oh.
I don't know the number of them, but it's in a different different area.
Okay, I might not have those.
You might not
then.
have that mod in there. Yeah, I'll have to look up the mod file name.
Yeah, I will have to find those and see if that'll work. I'll definitely have to try that.
I thought you tried that before. I thought that's why you picked the auger wagon. Maybe it was easier to rescript.
Yeah, no, I just used the. I didn't know. It's been so long since I played V2. Honestly, I didn't know. I forgot we had one. But that's why I just wanted to grab something simple, and that I made this file. I think it's under a megabyte, so I have it loading all the in-game information. Just modified the mod description in the vehicle XML to accept it that way. To be honest with you, but I will definitely have to check it out. But I think that is all for tonight. I'm pretty sure I went through all the toys. I plan on giving away the mods unless something catastrophic comes up that I find, or they're not friendly on the server, then they're going to be nixed, because the ultimate goal is to have them work on the server, but I will definitely do the mod description if I can't get anything else to work on the auger wagon to say single player only. Or I'll even put it in a separate mod folder, so the guys that do load it up on the server, you're not going to be pulling your hair out like I was, because I had Viper stream it. The Viper pulled up to it and he was hitting the button and nothing, and when I checked the server log, the problem is it didn't kick it on the server side, it was a client side, unfortunately. I think they're in miscellaneous section. Okay, let me see here. I got the, oh, there it is. Okay. You guys are right. My apologies. Good catch. They are in a miscellaneous. There is the seed overloader. I will try it out now. Good catch, Scurvy. Let me head down. Oops, gotta get spun around here.
Yeah, the file name is the AR pack. We're in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, arpack.zip is the two overloaders.
Got it. I got it now. I have to go pick it up at the store. See how we can do. But in the meantime, if there are any questions, comments, or if there's anything else out there that you think is pretty cool, feel free to shoot me a link or message on our forums or the PV forums, and I'll take a look at it, guys. I just tried to cover some generalizations of things that needed upgrades in my eyes after the AR stuff, so you don't have to have 20 ARs. You can have two grain trailers, instead of the 20 ARs or whatever it may be. Just wanted one extra level of upgrade. I know the map's going to be enough in itself, but just to help out a little more, I wanted to kick in some goodies. Yeah, if this works offline, this overloader AR, I'm gonna have to definitely something to try online. Add the script to that. It just comes down to that one script. I'm hoping it's not the issue, and hopefully something I did is my finger is what I'm hoping for, so that way this actually works. That'd be really cool. Farmer
filling the seeder would be no problem. It's unloading the seeder would be the only issue you should have.
Gotcha. See, what I'm thinking is then it might have to do something with that script of unloading, unfortunately. Oh, cool. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for the link. I will check it out, man. I think I know which one you're talking about, but the overloader station out to check that out. And the fun part is, gotta find out, my seeds are in this one, alright. So let's give it a whirl.
Now, I do know a mod that can cheat that if you all want to know. It'll give you seeds anywhere you want. But with your script for the to unload them, you still have to unload seeds anyway, so it wouldn't really work.
Angelus, 7
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Follow. And my loud follow. At what time now is it, guys, on East Coast? 11:11 on the East Coast. Sorry for that loud follow if I woke up one of your spouses or significant other. But let me see. Well, look at that. Let me make sure it's 11:11. Let me make sure I'm far enough away. And then if that's the case, guys, I will try this on the server. It looks like it loaded in there. They might have a winner. Let's see here. Alright. All these options. Unload SAR. X. Oh, that's fold. Alright. Might have to get out of the trigger and get back in. As Viper always says in his streams, wake those triggers up. Alright, let's try unloading. They're unloading into there. Cool. Thanks, KW. They might be the fix. I just hope, fingers crossed, they work on the server that same way. I'm hoping, because I'd love to give you guys something that, well, I don't have to give you anything, it's already there. So it makes my life that much easier. So, okay, it unloads. Let me see if it gets to 0. I'll be able to change the product type. Yes. So it's coffee, and I'll change it to carrots, and then I hit refill. Beautiful. That's awesome. So that way that'll work. Beautiful. Good. This is definitely going to be tried out. No doubt about it. I like it. Good. Get rid of that, my big obnoxious overloader with my little added pipe in the back.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Why you picked that?
It was tough. I'm like, it's called an overloader. It's classified as an overloader by Farming Sim. So I'm like, all right, take an overloader, and if I put a pipe on the back and maybe consider it like a suction pipe per se is my thought process. I know far stretch, I get it, and it's not the prettiest thing, but I just had to do something. I don't want it to just magically take it. Go ahead.
I want you to do something before you log off, because I forgot to show it as well.
Sure.
Go down to the animal area.
Okay.
When you get there, and in the back of the animal area, there's a forest. I'll direct you to it. Where I hid one of the objects, I wanted you to check out what it looks like when you find one of the findable objects on the map. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
It's behind the sheep area, back in that corner in the little wooded area.
Gotcha. On my way there now.
I just found it interesting because when you find a vehicle, it looks like it's just a broken down piece of junk until you find it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Alright, let me venture back here to this corner. Heading back near the sheep area. I see the wool pallets. Alright.
In the woods, you'll see a object back there. There's like a wooded area in the back corner. It might be hard because I'm on the delay.
Oh, what is this?
I think you probably found it. I'm gonna move it, but I wanted to show people it anyway, so they know what for around the map.
That is very cool. If it's a nice little Lieber, then I got it.
Yep.
Very nice.
Do you see how it looks all broken down and beat up? No.
It did. It looked very cool. Muddy and all. Very cool, very cool. There's a question for you in chat if you're interested.
Sure.
Says, when you do the tutorial series for PV Rivers, will you be starting on a fresh map?
Well, I'd be starting fresh. We're going to do offline and online. Same way as last time. I started it at 6 o'clock because it'll probably be 3 hours of offline testing. And it'll be both. From a fresh map perspective and a playing the game perspective. So we cover everything.
Gotcha.
Last time it was 2 3-hour segments. 3 hours of a fresh game offline, and then we went on to server and did 3 hours of online later on in the game type stuff.
Very cool. Viper, are you going to be streaming afterwards? You got to work.
No, I'm not to work tomorrow.
Okay.
We holiday weekend. We got the whole weekend off.
I got you, man. You never know if the boss is trying to make you guys meet a deadline.
Well, no, the job site goes down automatically, so I don't have to work.
Gotcha, man. Alright, well, guys, I am just about done if there's any questions. If not, Viper's going to be doing some streaming tonight of PV Rivers on the server. And if that AR trailer, the seed overloader, is there, he's might do a little test for me, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it works good.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you're going to open it tonight. I'll test it.
Is that not up on the server currently?
Well, yours is a scripted one?
This is actually
or this one's not scripted. That's
correct.
You did.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have the seeder already made on the server?
Yeah, everything should be good. If this overloader's on
Okay.
there, it should work with the sower.
It's on there.
I'm not sure.
That's the AR over, right?
It says
Yeah.
arpack.zip. Yeah, so if you have that on there,
That's in there.
All right, I'll try it then.
Awesome.
I have to thank everybody for tuning in to Big Daddy, who's doing a lot of work getting all these mods ready. Have a great holiday weekend as well, and I will be off until next
Welcome,
week, so we're going to be
Fantasy
back
Island.
broadcasting, and you're going to see a lot more play testing because there's not a lot of new features, just a lot of tweaking and optimizing going on right now. So, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. Much appreciated, and everything will keep going good, and look forward to the release party. So, like I said, we'll keep cranking along here and keep you guys updated as needed, and hopefully weekly, and we'll just go from there. I was just happy finally my school's done, and all that craziness. I got finals done, and even though I'm 38 years old, I went back to school just for the heck of it. I had some time, so I got took the college algebra course online, and I won't be doing that again sometime soon because I passed, thankfully. But as well as it was a handful to do a math class online. So if that's it, guys, I will. Yep, go ahead, Andy. Any more questions? I'm here. If not, please swing by. Go over see Viper. He'll be streaming live Pleasant Valley Rivers here very shortly. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Have a safe weekend. Have plenty of drinks. Just don't try not to drive, please. And that is all, guys. Have a good Memorial Day weekend. And remember what Memorial Day is for. I will catch you guys all later. Have a good night.